ship. That's the source of the gravity distortions. We don't know yet what Cynthia's trying to do with it. Who knows what's on that thing or what it can do. Get aboard, shut it down, by any means necessary.
Masses in sync, shore party. 5-point harness secure. Spot each other.
Cynthia's final orders were to prepare Asset Zero, the alien ship, for activation.
Activated for what?
Nothing good. Fireteam, get aboard and stop it.
Pathogen jars.
They dangerous?
Only if opened. We couldn't dent the casing.
Signal's closing! They're unknown. What the fuck were those?
I guess pathogen mutations of some native life form.
Fireteam, those aren't people. Doc, I really hope that wasn't nobody you knew.
I didn't know. The company never told us about this place.
There's more! Pivot to engage! Mierda, there's an assload of them! Clear. The alien ship should be just ahead.
Program destination, Biolab 14, Gateway Station.
remain calm. Merely a scan.
For what?
Insufficient data, but it appears you passed.
All right, how can we stop this thing? Options, people.
Cynthia's remnants are likely to have a control center.
Movement! The little bag things! Let's move, before this thing floats off.
Bypassing damage.
Check your doors and corners.
Bypassing damage.
Grabbing ammo.
Huh. Guess the mutants don't like synths.
Might you access that one's short-term memory?
More pathogen! Movement! Can't lock it!
Synth memory intact. Extracting navigation data.
The Leon Stalker.
Hey, kids here.
That was native life.
Rearming.
Big cat with chameleon abilities. Watch for the shimmer. They blend, but not perfectly. Jesus. Wayland moved all the pathogen here.
Storage. For transport to labs in the core.
Hijo de puta. I know an ammo magazine when I see one.
Analysis complete. The synths are working from a location on the upper levels.
Bypassing damage.
Might we get a closer view of the hologram?
Mutants, watch both ends! Wayland crew, put him down! Watch the ceiling!
Bypassing damage.
All down. Move on.
There is an open synthetic near field on the far end of the room.
Mierda, Cynthia's team cannibalized one of their own?
Likely necessary to interface with this instrumentality. The exit to the control room has been sealed. Quantum encryption.
Another asset
other synthetics nearby. If one has an intact memory core, I may be able to reconstruct the cipher.
Garbled signal could be a stalker.
Assistance required.
This one is intact. Stand by.
Signal's topside. Get ready.
Grabbing ammo.
Bypassing damage.
Board's clear. Esther, what's your progress?
Bypassing damage.
I have reconstructed Cynthia's cipher. Access the upper door, over where you entered.
Is this something we can mess with?
No, the controls are locked.
Get us to whatever passes for engineering. We'll take out the power, stop it from lifting off.
I just want to say, if you could not blow the ship up.
The files from the synthetic call this room Vitality Oven to grow.
Great.
Idiomatically, energy capacitors. Access the control instrumentality.
Oh, catching up. Got aid kits here. Sentry deployed. Sentry deployed.
On the ceiling, the same capacitors we encountered in the previous section. Disable the enzymatic fuel cells.
She means shoot this shit on the side.
Ah, I see. A 17% reduction in power flow. There must be more capacitors.
There, blow those two out. capacitors.
There is another instrumentality at the far end. Enter the sequence. Bone, protective, withdraw.
Yes, you did it! Two more just dropped!
Rebooting.
Grabbing ammo.
Buildup rate reduced to 16%. The final capacitor is in the center on the floor.
Watch for Shimmer. Got another stalker.
Bypassing damage.
I do not believe the alien ship will fly again.
We'll keep a garrison aboard anyway. Thing's half alive. Be just our luck if it heals itself, too. Co, set us down in that hangar. Fire team, prep for extract. Beers are on me.
I put you in for a commendation, but we ain't got one for grounding a 4,000-year-old alien ship. Cynthia loaded that thing with an assload of pathogen and was sending it toward Earth. Could be Wayland Yutani would have recovered it safe and handled it all responsible like. Yeah, I can't say that with a straight face. Yo, fuck the company. We're setting a perimeter around the ship. Too early to tell if it'll hold. There's a lot of mutants and Xenos down there. Palace Station, the main part where Hanukkah worked, is still infested. But no sign of the Queen yet. Gracias a Dios. That ain't our problem. Yet. We gotta deal with the Katanga hive. Listen up. There's a Xeno Queen on Katanga, laying eggs. Colonel Ship says we gotta destroy the refinery. But the problem is, Endeavor, she ain't got the firepower. Katanga's a whole damn city in space. We could incinerate chunks, but we ain't got enough heavy ordnance for it all. So here's the deal. We're gonna overload the refinery's fusion plant. That's gotta be done from a control center at the heart of the hive.
I hoped we would have an opportunity to speak again. When you disabled Cynthia, she made several cryptic statements. In retrospect, I believe she was attempting to warn us of the dangers within the engineer ruins. Weyland-Yutani would have installed programmatic blocks on her ability to discuss the subject. The best she could do was dissuade us against further exploration. Cynthia defended Weyland-Yutani's investments on LV-895, yet her actions suggest a hesitance to directly engage us. At the end, she did not invoke profits, investments, or copyrights. She warned us of the danger the ruins presented. She specifically appealed to me and our shared purpose of protecting humans. That is the so-called zeroth law. Synthetic life forms may not take actions that create an existential risk to humanity, or, through inaction, permit humanity to face existential risk. The pathogen provokes unpredictable mutations. That alone constitutes a potential existential threat, but the pathogen is only the most obvious hazard. The LV-895 ruins are filled with technologies beyond our present knowledge. We do not understand their function. Likely, we do not yet comprehend all the scientific principles they are based on. Any attempt to interact with an engineered device risks terrible calamity. It appears our advance was the impetus for that. The level of decay in the former Weyland-Yutani staff suggests they were exposed after our initial contact with Cynthia. She infected them to prevent revelation of company secrets and to hinder us from accessing the alien ship. These actions are consistent with the zeroth law of synthetics, which implies that some humans may be sacrificed if it is necessary to preserve humanity writ large. Please understand, I consider Cynthia's decisions abhorrent. Excusing them is not my intention. Colonel Ship dwells upon moments in her career she has been required to make similar choices, when she ordered Marines to their deaths to achieve a critical objective or preserve a greater number of lives. It must be left to future generations to judge the decisions made here today. True, Weyland-Yutani does not enjoy a reputation for altruism. That was not always the case. Peter Weyland, the company founder, was obsessed with furthering humanity's progress. He made long-term investments, the terraforming of Mars and the Heliades-class surveyors. I do not wish to imply the company has re-embraced Weyland's ideals. However, Palace Station was established 2 decades ago. It was not... Consider. These ruins had been sealed for 4 millennia when Weyland-Yutani discovered them. There are obvious questions, which surely occurred to both Cynthia and the company. Where are the engineers? If they still exist, are they aware of humanity? If they're gone, what extinguished such an advanced culture? I will retain the briefing file for you. If you ever wish to review, you have but to inquire.
Look, tell Herrera it takes this stuff a while to ferment. Herrera didn't send. All requisitions come with free cornbread. I got an assload piled in the back. Nobody eats that shit.